Hello, welcome back. Today is Friday, March 20th, and it's day 19 of the 28-day digestive reset. Today was a pretty good day because today's the first day of spring. And I was so excited. Like, I know obviously there's still some cooler weather coming, but I was just so happy that spring has finally sprung. It is finally here. I feel like this was a very brutal winter, and all my East Coasters would probably agree. And I am just really, really looking forward to more sunshine, warmer weather, which means I can be out more, but also just better looking scenery, more flowers, more trees blooming, more animals out. I love that kind of thing, so that's just me. But today was really good. It was really calm. I got out and ran some errands, did a little bit of shopping, got some cute little sneakers today, so that was nice. As far as my meals go, I actually ate pretty late. I had one meal today, but in anticipation of being out kind of long earlier, knowing I wouldn't be able to eat for a while, I did have a banana around noon, just to kind of keep me full for maybe like a couple hours. And while I was out, my fiance and I stopped at a smoothie spot. And so I had a smoothie, and I didn't take a picture of it because I was drinking it on the road, but it was strawberries, I think pitaya, raspberries, and just like water. It's like super basic, but it was actually really, really good. And it boosted me a little bit because it had been like 2 or 3 hours since I had had the banana by that time. So that was good. And then once we got back in and settled around like 5, I had my first and only meal. So I once again did like a BLT. So I used some uncured turkey bacon, some organic romaine lettuce, some organic tomatoes, and I put that on a gluten-free jalapeno bagel with a little bit of organic mayo and sriracha. And this time I added some avocado for a boost in fats. And I paired that with a side of fruit, which was organic pears, blueberries, and apples. Absolutely delicious. And to be completely honest, I really felt the effects of this meal. So the way that I kind of gauge whether my meals are helping me or hurting me in a sense is, how do I feel within 2 hours of eating that meal? And right before I ate that meal, I was like at my lowest as far as energy goes today. Obviously because I hadn't really eaten much. So it makes sense. But that meal really powered me up because I had that around 5. And I said, you know what? It's Friday night. I would really like to just go shower and literally lay in the bed for the rest of the night. But I decided I'm going to get some schoolwork done, catch up on that. So I literally spent like 3 hours catching up on that. And then out of nowhere, I had this urge to clean. Which is weird on a Friday evening, which isn't so crazy because I used to clean my house on Friday nights, but it would be like right after work, like 5, 6 p.m. I'm talking like I started cleaning around 9. So it was very strange, but I'm not mad at it. And sorry, I'm getting hot. I want to take this robe off because over the last few days, I have been experiencing, I guess, fluctuating body temperatures, more so at night. So a few nights I was like, oh, I'm kind of cold. Let me like pack on the layers. But like, I think the last 2 nights I was hot. And I know variances in body temperature often signal an immune response. Like typically when you are like sick, what we consider like head cold sick, you know, you get a fever and then you get chills and you get a fever, you get chills. That's a little bit more extreme. So my body temp wasn't fluctuating that much, but I feel like, I don't know, it could be a little bit of an immune response, which I'm not mad at. Because again, immune responses are my body's natural way of fighting off things that aren't supposed to be there. So I'm not complaining. But the message I wanted to share that my instructor shared today is encouraging me to go with my first thought. Encouraging me to be very, very mindful and intentional over the next week about trusting my first thought. And I have struggled with being able to do that confidently and consistently for years. I mean, only more recently have I just barely started to get in a little bit of a routine of going with my, first gut response. And I'm not talking about like anything extreme, like talking about just like sort of everyday decisions. Like in my case, I realized that oftentimes when it involves someone else, family member, friend, whatever the case is, I often look to them to sort of make the ultimate like governing decision for something that has to, something we're doing or something that affects both of us. And I will go with that even when that really isn't the decision I would have made. But I do that in the sense of just trying to be considerate and mindful of what the other person wants and needs. But there's really no harm in being selfish. I know the word selfish is typically, very negative or used in a negative way, but I think there are appropriate times to be selfish. I think it's just using your discernment to understand when you should be selfish versus when you need to be a little bit more considerate. That's besides the point. The message really resonated with me because this is something that I have been aware of that I struggle with and something I really do want to get better at. I just need to be more intentional about it. And I feel like this is my challenge for the next week. Be more mindful of going with my first thought. Why is that? The gut instinct, the first thought is often the right one. And I don't mean the right one by like literally right or wrong. I mean the one that is best for me. It is the best decision for me. My initial reaction or really response, because reactions are typically not ideal. And I can talk about that later. My first initial response is typically the one that is the best for me. So if someone asks me to do something, my first response is no. That means I really don't want to do it. I don't. Otherwise, I would have said yes. So, and I feel like a lot of times and I'm sure other people can relate to this, often hesitate to respond because, again, you're trying to be considerate and you don't want to seem selfish, but being selfish is completely fine. I wish more people were selfish. So I think that's going to be what my focus will be going into this weekend and definitely into next week. But I am very excited for the weekend because I just found out my best friend is going to visit. So I got to see her last week in Philly and she's coming down tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. We're getting really, really good weather, like close to 80 this weekend. So I plan to be out in that weather, out and about, enjoying it. And it's going to be a good time. So I will definitely catch you all up on how my weekend went. Very good chance I will not post a vlog tomorrow just because my best friend will be here and I'll be busy out and about. But if that's the case, then I will definitely catch you up in the Monday vlog on what I did over the weekend. As always, thank you for joining and always coming back. And I look forward to what the weekend has in store. Bye.